Hello Year 3, happy Wednesday. Before we start our comprehension today, Miss Morgan wanted to give a really big shout out to some people who've done really well in their comprehension and especially did well in yesterday's with their home learning task as well. So the first person that I want to give a big well done to is Jaden W. Well done Jaden, you've been really consistent with your work, which means you have been doing really well all the time and you have been sending your work in every day. And the second person I'd like to give a big shout out to is Poppy. Well done Poppy, the presentation of your work is lovely and it's always ever so neat as well. So I hope you've got your learning heads on today, because today for our learning for Wednesday the 27th of January is all about capital letters. So our learning question, what we want to retrieve is, can I use a capital letter at the start of my sentence? So not at the end, at the start of my sentence. So what is a capital letter? Do you remember in our classroom when we have the big banner of letters by our window? We have uppercase letters and we have lowercase letters. Now, which one do you think is the capital letter? An uppercase letter or a lowercase letter? It's the uppercase letter, well done. So our capital letters are always much bigger than our lowercase letters. And we must start every sentence with a capital letter. So you must tell yourself, I must start my sentence with a capital letter or an uppercase letter, my bigger letter. Okay, so before we even do that though, we need a good practice at writing some of our capital letters, okay, and our lowercase letters, because they look different sometimes. So what you will need now is your whiteboard and your whiteboard pen at home. If for some reason you haven't got your whiteboard or your pen has run out, then you can practice on a piece of paper, or if you do it neatly, you can practice in your purple book. So if you haven't got those, just hit pause on the video and go and get them. Right, lovely. I hope you've got your pens at the ready, because you're going to practice your capital letters with Miss Morgan. So it says, write the uppercase letter. Now my lowercase letters are my small and my uppercase are my big, they're my capital letters. So we have a lowercase f here, and I know that because it's smaller. Now my uppercase needs to be bigger and it looks a little bit different. So I go across and down, and then what do I do next? I need my line through it. Have a good practice at that. Okay, H. What does a capital H or H look like? Okay, so I know I need one straight line first, another straight line going to the right, and then a big straight line going down. Well done. You can practice these a couple of times on your whiteboard too. And my capital letter of my P, stands tall on the line. It stands tall and proud. So I know my capital P, the line doesn't go below the bottom line, and it's got a big head on it too. So have a good practice at those. You can click pause on the video and do that on your whiteboard. Okay, our next ones. It says write the lowercase letter. Now my lowercase, the clip, are my smaller letters. I'm going lower. So here I've got my capital T or T. What does my lowercase t look like? It goes down, curls round, and it has a straight line. Now my capital U sits tall on the line like my capital P. Okay, but I know that my lowercase u goes underneath my line. And if we are writing in cursive, then it needs to have a nice curly tail, not too long and not too short. Okay, now my capital Q or K goes underneath my line. It looks very different from my capital Q. Okay, so it's a little bit like an A or an A, and then it goes down and flicks up. There is my lowercase. If you would like a good practice and to impress Miss Morgan, then have a good go at doing a couple on your whiteboard and click pause on the video now. Okay, so well done for your task there, Year 3. So now, Miss Morgan's got a couple of sentences before we move on to our work. Okay, and I've got 2 sentences, but there's something wrong with them. They don't quite look right. Let's have a look at them together. I enjoy eating chocolate, although it is bad for me. When I go to Asda, I buy lots. What's wrong with the beginning, the start of my sentence? What rule must I remember? I hope you're shouting it out to the video. I must start my sentence with a capital letter. So let's correct that sentence. What does a capital I or I look like? It's a big tall line, isn't it? So let's correct that one. I must start with a big tall I. Okay. I enjoy eating chocolate, although it is bad for me. We've got something to end our sentence there. What do we end our sentences with? Shout it out to the video. Well done if you've said a full stop. We must end our sentences with a full stop. But if we end a sentence with a full stop, what must we start the next sentence with? A capital letter. Is that a capital W? A capital W? No. It needs to be a big uppercase or capital letter. When I go to Asda, I know if I'm talking about me in a sentence, it must be a capital letter because I am a person, I am a noun, a proper noun. So let's change that to a capital I. There's still one thing wrong with my sentence. There's still one mistake so that we can perfect it, Year 3. I wonder if anybody can spot the mistake, and it's something to do with a capital letter. I've missed a capital letter here. Pause the video and see if you can spot it. Okay, so this one was a bit challenging, but if you spotted it, well done. It is in fact Asda. Asda is a noun. It's the name of a place. I'm sure you've been on a trip to Asda. So it needs a capital letter. It needs a capital A. So let's correct that. Capital. Oh, I think we've improved my sentence. Let's double check. I enjoy eating chocolate, although it is bad for me. Full stop. Capital letter. When I go to Asda, we've got one more. We missed it. Let's correct that. I buy lots. Full stop. Okay, if you're up for the challenge today, Year 3, then pause this video now. And what I want you to do on your whiteboard, you can do this on the other side, is to copy sentence number 2. But you need to improve it. You need to spot where you must put the capital letters in. So hit pause on the video and so you can have a good go at that. Okie dokie, Year 3, well done for doing your task on your whiteboards, and I can't wait to see some pictures sent through on the Year 3 email. So now we're going to move on with our learning and we are going to do our comprehension book. So if you haven't got it, then pause the video now and go and get your CPG book and your pen or pencil ready for our learning. Right, so hopefully you have got them now. And can anybody remember what page we did yesterday? We did page 12. So today you need to find page number 13 and it should look like this. It's called Isambard Kingdom Brunel, and I believe that it is a name for this man. And the reason that I know that is because they have capital letters. It is a name of a person. I hope you spotted that too. And he's an engineer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read half of it with you, and then you are going to read the rest all by yourself. Okay? So let's have a good read together. Use your finger to follow the words if you might lose your place. Okay? Big voices. An engineer is someone who designs and builds things. One of the most important British engineers is Kingdom Brunel, who lived in the 1800s. Wow, he was an engineer who built lots of things. I wonder what he built. Let's read on a bit in a moment. And he's from the 1800s. He lived a long time ago. He took after his father, who was also an engineer. Brunel built lots of tunnels, bridges and railway stations all over Britain. So Britain is the United Kingdom. Okay, it's where we live. And he built tunnels, bridges and railway stations. Wow. Okay, what I want you to do is to read from where we've left off. So we'll start at the word one on your own. Okay, so hit pause on this video and read the rest of the text so we can answer our questions. Okay, hopefully you've done that, year 3. Okay, let's go through some of our questions together. Number 1, Brunel took after his father. What do you think this means? I'm going to get my pen because this is a retrieval question, which means we need to retrieve or take the answer from our text. I'm going to underline the most important words. Took after his father. What do you think this means? Oh, well, I found where it says he took after his father in the text, who was also an engineer. What's so special about his father, which means he took after him? Okay. What special skills do they share? Number 2, which 2 cities did the Great Western Railway link? Have you noticed they've got capital letters? So it must be the name of a place. Which 2 cities did the Great Western Railway link? So I would look for the words Great, Western and Railway in your text to give you your 2 answers. There are 2 lines, so it's not 1 answer, it is 2. Which 2 cities? Do you think the cities, because they're a place, will have a capital letter? I think that will help you. And question number 3. How did Brunel's work improve people's lives? So how did it make them better? How did it make people's lives better? I'll give you a big clue. You will find your answer in the second part of your text. So I do hope that you have read it to year 3. Okay, so if you want a bit of a challenge today, Miss Morgan has set a bit of a task. So I've got my notebook here. You've got your special purple book, so you can do it in this. So if you haven't already got it, hit pause on the video and go and get that now. Okay, so what I've done is I've written our date again, Wednesday, the 27th of January, and I have written comprehension. The spelling for comprehension is on the front of your books, and I will underline those. Remember, if you don't have a ruler, you can always use this end of your whiteboard as long as it is clean. Okay, so today, what Miss Morgan has done is she has given you a paragraph of writing. And this is our paragraph of writing here. It's all to do with today's text that we have done, but I've been very naughty and I've not included any capital letters where they should go. So remember, capital letters should start my sentence. Oh dear, already I am going to correct that. It should be a capital A or A. And I know that names of people or places should have capital letters. Are there any names in my paragraph? British engineers is involved. Kingdom Brunel. Has his name got any capital letters? No, so you need to correct this paragraph. So in your books, you will copy this. So my first sentence is an engineer is someone who, and you will write it in your neatest handwriting. So I will do the first sentence to show you. I must start my sentence with a capital letter. And I'm starting on this line here to make it look nice and neat. An engineer is someone who. Fantastic. And you know that when you reach a full stop in your paragraph, capital letter must come after. So I'll pop that work up now for you and you can hit pause on the video. And then Miss Morgan will be looking for the people who impress her the most with this work, and then you'll probably get a big shout out tomorrow or the next day. So I hope to see some fantastic learning today. I'm sure I will, and then I'll see you for tomorrow's learning. Bye bye.